Alright, Call of Duty people, we need to talk about Call of Duty Vanguard and what would make you excited for this year's game. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today to chat with you more about some COD 2021, aka Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, I've been thinking over the past couple of days and I've wanted to make this video for a while, and I feel like today is going to be the best way to do it, because if you guys don't know, the Battlefield 2042 gameplay trailer just launched and it is the fucking tits. It is awesome. It looks amazing. It's gotten me really excited to play the game. It's gotten a lot of people really excited to play the game. I just hope that it's actually good. Like, we can get all this hype and we can get all these amazing trailers, but if the game is dog shit, then it doesn't matter about all the hype and all the excitement. But I'm hoping that's not the case because it looks really good, and it's got me thinking, what would make you excited for Call of Duty Vanguard? I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of people online saying that they're not excited for Vanguard. They don't know what's going to get them excited for COD 2021. They're more excited for Battlefield because Battlefield looks like they're giving the consumers a game that they actually want, and a game that's actually fun and playable, and they've had all these years to develop the new Battlefield game, and Call of Duty's gonna just churn out another piece of shit in this yearly development cycle that we find ourselves in. So what would make you excited? I'm gonna say what would make me excited, and I'm not going to talk about intangibles, so meaning things like skill-based matchmaking. I'm not going to say that I don't want skill-based matchmaking in the game because I know it's already going to be in the game, so I can't say that because it's already going to be there. I'm not going to say don't rely too much on Warzone because I know that's not going to happen. We know that Warzone is going to be the staple. We know that Warzone is going to be the big daddy across Call of Duty for the foreseeable future, so I just can't see that being the case, so I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say things that can genuinely be done, and things that can genuinely be changed in relation to Cold War. So I'm going to relate it mostly to Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, because that's the games that this game is mainly going to be modeled off of in terms of a monetization point of view, but as well as that a gameplay point of view and all that sort of stuff as well. So let's get into it. The first thing that would make me excited for Call of Duty 2021 would be the return of Headquarters. I really liked Headquarters in World War II. If you haven't played World War II, or if you didn't play it extensively, Headquarters was actually pretty fun. You had the 1v1 mosh pit, you had the firing range, you had the score streak tester where you could test out score streaks and see how they work. You had the contracts. What was it called? Oh, I can't even remember what it was called. The mailman thing, whatever. You had the contracts there, and it was just like a social space. You could open the supply drops in there. Obviously, I don't want supply drops back, but I'm just saying that it was a nice, interesting twist. It was a social space, and if they did it right this time, and if they did it better, I think that it could be a really, really interesting thing for Call of Duty, especially with all the cosmetics they have going on, being able to show off whatever skins you bought. And even though I'll never buy a skin, I'm just saying for the people that do buy skins, because we know they're going to be in the game, showing off your skins, showing off your rank, the prestige. Barracks was there as well, so you go into the headquarters to prestige. That was cool, instead of just like pressing a button all of a sudden you're prestiged, or just leveling up past level 55 and you're prestige. Like, it was actually something cool that you went into there to specifically do, so that was really cool. Like, I feel like Headquarters was a really interesting idea, but just poorly executed. So with Sledgehammer, and since they created Headquarters in the first place, if they were to bring that idea into Vanguard, make it better, I think it'd be a really, really cool and interesting social space that would really sort of, I guess, give another layer to the multiplayer, because currently there really isn't any layers to the multiplayer. Like, it's just you go in and you go into multiplayer and you choose whether or not you want to play Nuketown 24/7 or Team Deathmatch or Domination. Like, there really isn't much to it. I feel like this would just add another extra bit on top in terms of content that would make the game feel a little bit better. The next thing I want to talk about is progression, and the sense of progression, and why that has been lacking in Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War as well. So with MW 2019 and continuing with Cold War, the sense of progression has really been lost, mainly due to the changes in the level up system and the progression system as a whole. So Modern Warfare didn't have any prestiges, they just had the seasonal ranks, and then Cold War sort of had prestiges, but it was like a seasonal rank mixed with prestiges, and it just didn't feel good, and it didn't feel the same either. My main problem with the current system that we have in terms of progression is that it feels like you're working towards nothing. Whether you're going for Dark Ether or whether you're going for Prestige Master, it just feels like you're working towards nothing, because you know by the end of the season all of your stuff is just going to go away. And you may be thinking, what's the difference between that and the traditional prestige system? The traditional prestige system made you feel like you're working towards getting your stuff again, whereas the current prestige system just makes you feel like you're chasing a number that changes every couple of games. That, if that makes sense, like your weapons don't reset, your progression in terms of your levels or your progression in terms of what guns you have unlocked, all of that stays the same. The number just changes and the icon just changes when you move up in prestiges in the current Cold War system. And to a further extent in the Modern Warfare system, your number just changes and nothing else. Like, there was really no incentive to go for the max military rank in each individual season for Modern Warfare, because it really didn't give you anything. And I think that with the traditional prestige system, what we got was that sense of progression, because if you choose to prestige, you lose all of your guns, all of your attachments, all of your weapon leveling, and you go again. And that was the sacrifice you made for being more prestigious, which is what prestige system was. If you saw a master prestige in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, you know that they 10 times reset their rank, reset their weapons, reset their score streaks, reset their weapon levels 10 times, and they worked towards getting it every single time. And the best weapons were always last. The best weapons were always unlocked at level 45 or level 50 or even sometimes level 55, and you barely use that gun. So every single time you prestiged, you would just use what would have been one of the best weapons in the game for a couple of games, and then you prestige again. So by the time you reach max prestige, you can finally use one of the best weapons in the game for more than just a couple of games. And that was the feeling of progression. There is no feeling of progression here in Cold War, and there's no feeling of progression in Modern Warfare 2019 either. Genuinely, what are you working towards? When a new season drops and your rank resets to 1, what are you working towards? Is it the tier 100 on Battle Pass? Is it Prestige Master? Because when you get Prestige Master, what do you get? You unlock the Prestige shop, right? And you can get different prestige emblems from past Call of Duties. But then after you've done that, after grinding 200 levels, what else do you have? Are you telling me you ranked all the way to level 200 just so that you can change the emblem that you just worked towards getting? It doesn't make sense. So I need some sort of progression system that allows me to feel like I'm progressing towards something, and there's a reason for me to play the game. There is no reason for me to play Cold War right now, because I know that the season's ending, therefore my rank will reset. So therefore whatever I'm going towards is just the changing of the icon next to my name, and that's it. And that means genuinely nothing to me. Same thing with camos. Like, say for example you were going towards a Dark Ether. Why would you go, if you were doing the traditional prestige system, why would you go for diamond when you're gonna prestige, and therefore your rank and your weapon level and your camos are just gonna reset once you hit prestige? Once you hit prestige, it's like you're a fresh level 1 again in the older Call of Duties. I want that to return, because I want to feel like I'm doing something and I'm working towards something, and I'm not just working towards a change in the emblem. I'm working towards a change in the emblem, but then once I reset, I'm working to build myself back up again in terms of the weapons, in terms of the attachments that those weapons have. It feels like you're doing it over again, and while yes, you can argue it's repetitive, but is it not as repetitive in terms of going towards just Prestige Master and Cold War, just seeing your number change or seeing your emblem change, and that's pretty much it? You're working towards a number and you're working towards an icon, so why not do that, but as well as that, feel like you're starting over again and unlocking everything again? It just feels better. And if you've never experienced that, you need to. If you weren't there back in the day, you don't know how it feels, and if you've been there back in the day, you know how it feels, and you know that this system that we have now in place is not the way to go. So that needs to change. The final thing that I'm going to talk about is maps, and the final thing is a big one, and maps is a massive one. We cannot continue this road of dog shit multiplayer maps for much longer. Modern Warfare 2019 launched with what I would say is probably some of the worst fucking maps that I've ever played. And not only because of the safe spaces of the doors, genuinely, they were just awfully designed. And then Cold War comes around, and I would argue that they are better maps than what launched with Modern Warfare 2019. But there was too much over-reliance on remasters that it didn't matter. Like, it was just lazy. And the DLC maps that we did get, like the 6v6 DLC maps that we did get, genuinely pretty good. So I think that there needs to be less of a reliance on remasters and reimaginings of old maps. It's cool, it's nice that we're getting hijacked again, and it's nice that Nuketown's come back for the 75th time, but I think that more care and more consideration and more time needs to be put towards making good 6v6 multiplayer maps, and not just 5 or not just 7. Like, just fucking give it to us. Like, if you've already completed, say, 12 or 13 maps, give us all those maps. Don't hold them back to then re-release in seasons. I want, when I get this game on October whatever or November whatever, to have content. And I need this game to have maps that genuinely make me want to play them. The reason that people love the old maps, it's not because it's from the old games, and to some extent that nostalgia factor is there, especially when Standoff was coming back in Cold War. But the reason that they always go back to the old maps is genuinely just because the old maps were better. They were better designed, they flowed better, they played better, and they fit better with the Call of Duty franchise. And that's why they keep bringing Nuketown back, because Nuketown is a map that was genuinely well designed, feels good, small map, fast arcade Call of Duty shooter. You're not going to see a remaster of any of the Cold War maps. You're not going to see a remaster of Pick a Fucking Dilly. I'll tell you that much. So, while yes, reimaginings, remasters are cool. You can have a couple of those, but don't make your whole entire strategy focused on, we're going to just release all these remasters. We're just going to make this game a best of Black Ops series, or a best of World War II series, or a best of Modern Warfare series type of game. Make good maps, and people will play your game. That's all there is to it. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you guys did, please leave a like. Comment down below what would make you excited for Call of Duty Vanguard. I've let you know 3 things off the top of my head. There's a bunch more, but I'd like to hear what your guys' suggestions are in the comment section down below. Click subscribe if you're new here, because we're very, very close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Fast money, bankroll, fast money, bankroll, fast money, bankroll, fast money, bankroll. I need the money to come, I need the money come fast, cash, dash, I've been a slave to the cash.